Hi, welcome to WikiTech and Caution Product. This is Venkat here. Today I'm going to talk about the great technology that is called as a React.Js. React.Js is one of the very powerful and front-end technology which we need to learn from the basics, and I'm going to talk about the entire React.Js and how the functionality is like. Why React.Js is really famous when compared to the other frameworks? Because we got a lot of JavaScript frameworks, but React.Js is the #1 technology now in the current market. So I'm going to talk about the React.Js, like how the React.Js works and what are the difference between the React.Js and the other platforms and why we are preferring React.Js and how it works. So these are the things we are going to talk about. Let's move on to the session. So React.Js, if we talk about React.Js, over here, like I need to talk about the application first. So considering an application is there, so an application is like you'll be having the client side. So I got the browsers and everything in the client side. So I'm using my gmail.com. So I'm having my gmail.com, and via the internet it will be connected to the server, to the database to fetch the data. So the client side is a user accessing area that is called as client side, and someone is serving you, that is called as the server side. So that is how your client side and server side works. Okay, and the client side is called as front-end frameworks, and the server side is called as the back-end framework. So considering I got my gmail.com, from the browser Venkat is typing a username and password or something like that, gmail.com. Automatically the request will go here and it will go to the Gmail server, and if it is the username and password or something like that, it will go to the database and it will fetch the data, return back, and it will go to you. So this is how it works. Okay, and this is called a client server architecture. So as I told you, you got the client files. The files are the web pages loading in the browser of our user. That is called the client files. And over here you got the server files where you will have all the server related files, like your PHP and the coding part, which will be used to connect to your database. So since it is in internet, it is called web client, web server, and web database. That is how it classified. Over here, like if we talk about the client side files, defining the structure, I want the text box, I want the buttons and everything. Defining the structure can be achieved with HTML, hypertext markup language. And I want to color it, sir. You'll be going with the CSS cascade style sheet to making your HTML website a colorful site. I want to do some validation, sir, a dynamic content to be given. Over here you got your validations of the web page. You got the JavaScript, you got HTML with the CSS, HTML with the CSS and JavaScript. This is how your technology comes, and these files are called as client files. So the files which is getting loaded for the end user. So you got the HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So once if I press my username and password and click my submit button, automatically the data is navigated and it will go to my PHP file or your JSP file or something like that. And these are all called as server files. From there, these files will have the details about the server, about the database, about the table, and what functionality. Everything these guys knows it. So the communication will be happening like this, and it will come back once again here. So this is how your website works. So if we talk about the front-end technologies, the HTML, here is the structure of HTML. I want to clarify it. Over here, you got the header. So every page, your HTML will be HTML/HTML with the header and body. And every HTML page will have the header, body, and a footer. Okay, so this is how. So you're able to having the structure of HTML, and strengthening it, you'll be having the JavaScript, and finally making it colorful. Your CSS comes into the picture. Okay, so CSS comes in the picture. Over here, as I told you, your HTML will have the headings, the textual contents and everything, but the paragraphs and everything. Over here, your JavaScript will have the validations, whereas the CSS will have the font, color, size, width, and everything, a designing part. This is how that client-side files are. Among the JavaScript is the one which we are going to talk about. Okay, so React.Js is one of the powerful technology which is a base of a JavaScript, which is used to design your entire UI. React.Js is a combination of HTML, CSS and JavaScript, and it's an advanced JavaScript. And it is responsible for creating your user interface. Okay, so it's a JavaScript framework to create a single page application like AngularJS. Why React.Js? The one thing is like the document object model. A website is created. A website will be like all the controls and everything is rendered in a page. So rendering in the page can be achieved with the concept called a DOM, document object model, DOM model. So in this DOM model, they use they use advanced concepts of virtual DOM. Okay, let's talk about the DOM model here. So here is the DOM model I want to talk about. DOM model is in the sense like the entire web page is a document, and the web page will have the HTML, and you go to head and body. The head will have the title and meta tag, and your body will have all the remaining data. Okay, and everything is structured. This is called document objects model. Okay, so rendering or like activating all the functionality, all the components into a web page is done. I want to modify it, sir. In that case, React.Js will have a virtual DOM concept. Virtual DOM will enable you to do a better option of a fast UI rendering. And I'll talk about those things later in the same video. Okay, so React.Js is dominating the industry. DOM model, when compared to the DOM model, virtual DOM model is dominating, and React.Js have this particular feature. This is the content which I typed it in wikitechie.com. So here is wikitechie.com. Okay, go to React.Js over there. So click React.Js, I'll put the link in the description. You got the React.Js tutorials, and I'm going to talk about the entire what is React.Js. Just go here and start learning everything. Okay, so I've written all the articles on React.Js, so probably it will be useful for you. I'll put the link in the description. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so before going ahead, my company Kashiv Infotech, so many companies are looking for the students from our company, the trained students of Kashiv Infotech. Let's see some openings. So before that, congrats to the winners, to the people who got placed in multiple companies for the past 2 or 3 months. Okay, so this is a note to the companies and recruiters. If any of the people look into this particular video, if you're a HR, if you got any job descriptions, please share to our company. We are ready to share the best people to you, okay, for free of cost. So here is a mail ID I'm giving to you. And note to my students, if any of my students are looking for a career change, you got a career break, you want to continue to go for IT field or something like that, please contact us. We are ready to help you. There are enormous amount of opportunities. You are able to see the recent dates. We got enormous amount of opportunities from many companies. Here are some of the opportunities. Let's see. 3 years before I got it, they need 150 candidates. So company needs 150 candidates, and you got Node.js developers. So freshers and experience they are looking for, and you got the fresher hiring recruitment is going on. So trained .NET fresher candidates from our company, they are looking for. So software testing engineers, they are looking for manual and automation. You got opportunities in Python programming, and they are looking for PHP candidates from our company. Okay, so Java trained candidates they are looking for, and they are looking for fresher candidates they are looking for. And here is a big opportunity, freshers of 200 people they're looking for in .NET and Java. So these are the opportunities reached our company. If any of my students are there, I'm ready to place you in a software company. Okay, let's move on. So what is React.Js, the web development? What is React.Js, man? So before that, this is my Insta account. If you got any technical doubts or anything, please contact me. I'm ready to help you. Okay, so my name is Venkat. Here is the one. So just click the follow button. You can contact me anytime. Here's the contact numbers. So you can call me, or you can send a WhatsApp message also. Or else you can send a message in Insta account. Okay. So there are enormous amount of JavaScript frameworks are there. As I told you, JavaScript is used to do a lot of validations. So here is the one. So you got lots of JavaScript a front end available. Among that, React.Js is dominating. Okay, so why people are preferring JavaScript, sir? JavaScript frameworks, because of its efficiency. Efficiency in the sense you are able to see, if you want to develop a project, there are lots of time it will take, but we can develop it in a very less time. So efficiency is one area. The other thing is security part. So it is a open source community. JavaScript is an open source community. Many people will start testing it, and they'll tell you the bugs and everything, and resolving the bugs and creating a secure framework is really easier for the people. So JavaScript framework is comparatively secure and cost reduction. So it is free and public users. Obviously many people start working on it and the overall cost of the application is very lesser people if you use a JavaScript framework. So among the JavaScript framework, as I told you, this front end is really famous. That is your React.Js. So as I told you, React.Js got a lot of good features. The program complexity is huge, but when comparative to any other technology, React.Js is an awesome technology. Why? So that is how we are going to say it. Let's move on here. Let's talk about the reason for React.Js. As I told you before itself, the DOM and the virtual DOM model. So over here, what is this virtual DOM and DOM model, sir? So like once there is a previous stage. So there is a previous state of a page. A page is there, and if there is any changes in the page, only the changes will be like getting reflected. So finding the difference between the previous stage, so over here you got 2 and you got 3 here. That particular difference is calculated. Only that portion will get updated. You are able to see this is the one, and only this one is getting changed and only this one will get applied. That is called as the DOM model, the virtual DOM model. You're able to see you got the real DOM here, the older version, and there is only one thing is added here, and the difference between these two is the small thing, and over here only this one will get updated. From here you'll be getting this one as updated. So this is called as virtual DOM model. Because of this, so like I don't want to render the entire page. Only the changes happen. Only the changes happen will be getting rendered. That is the advantage of your React.Js, so that the performance, the page loading is very fast. It's really too fast. So that is how your React.Js works. So if we talk about like how the React.Js works, the functionality, this is how the one. Before that, like I want to share you like if you want to learn about React.Js, so what you can do is like just go to this link. So kashivinfo.com/React.Js training in Chennai. Okay, so if you want to know what are the topics, sir, here is the one. So these are the topics you must learn in React.Js to build your profile. So here is I'll put this link in the description, and also the first comment you can check it out. Okay, yes, here is the link. Please check it out. Yeah. Okay, so if we talk about React.Js, how it works, sir. So over here you got the data. It can be an initial data, a real-time data is coming, or the user input is coming. So whatever the data is, irrespective of the data, that is a dispatcher collecting all this data, and it will store it and it will show you. So view, and you are able to see the data displayed. So whatever the data is, automatically the data is getting displayed, because only the changes will be getting reflected, not the entire page. Sir, I got the logo, sir, I got my web page, I got my logo, I got the headers, I got the sidebar, I got the footer. Nothing is getting rendering. Only the particular portion is getting rendering. That is a major advantage of use React.Js. Okay, yes. Over here, like I'm going to talk about the code classification, how the code is written, sir. So they have written the code in the form of like components, because components is the way of managing the things easily. Okay, every control in a web page is considered as a component. You are able to see, you got it, Amazon.com, today's deal is one of the components. Your gift cards is one of the component. Sell is one of the component. Registry is one of the component. Help is one of the component. So these are all some of the components. They termed it as components. Every component, on clicking it, will do a service. It will redirect to somewhere to bring a page or something like that. So you're able to see I got a login page or something like that. So every component will do a service. So I'll be writing a service for that. And every component with the service will be route somewhere. Okay, that is called as routing, because we got lots of components, and manipulating these components or managing this component becomes the real toughest part. To make this one very easy, you got the root. So every component will have a root. Every component will have a root. Over here, you're able to see slash, that is a home page. Contact, you got the contact page. You got your home page. About page. So contact page. So every component, this is your icon. This is a control. The component is a control. And to which path I need to go, that is given by the root. So this is how they clearly segregate the code. Okay, segregate the code so that managing this one is very simple. This is how your React code works. Okay, over here, as I told you, the route or navigate in React will take care of navigating based on the component. On clicking the component, where is the route? It will route it to redirect to some other page, and it will do the functionality. That is how your route and component works. Okay, over here, as I told you, you got the components. The components will have the services, and the services with the service, the component with the services route to a specific page. This is how your React works. So like if you talk like how to become a React.Js specialist, sir, that is a question you may ask me. So you can contact me anytime to help to help you people. So here is the one like a caution for our company. We are providing internships and courses on React.Js. Sir, I want to go for a job, sir. I got a break, sir. What I can do is, sir. So it's very simple, people. Like learn this particular technology, you will get job for sure, and we will help you to get the job. Okay, so here start learning web designing. React.Js is a .NET or Java or Python, any one technology, and SQL Server or Oracle for database. So if you learn all these technology as a package, the job is really simple for you people. Or else at least learn web designing and React.Js to enter as a web developer. You may ask me a question like, what is the salary, sir? So over here, minimal salary is 20,000 to 1.5 lakhs that people are paying, and job opportunity 100% secure. And if you talk about the market competition for React.Js, no one is there in the market. The job is simple, and you will get the job for sure. So who can do these courses, sir? Any department, any degree, people. The one thing is like you should have an interest to learn technology, and the work nature coding, it's purely coding, and you start learning, it's not cybersecurity, web designing tools and React.Js programming, you are able to enter the job for sure. Okay, and here is the contact number, WhatsApp I have given. You can contact me anytime, so I'm ready to help you. Let's talk about the futures of React.Js. What are the futures of React.Js, sir? So that is a question. So we talk about the futures of React.Js. React.Js works with the JSX language. The combination of JavaScript and HTML is called as JSX language, that is used in React.Js. Okay, on the other end, the major feature of your React.Js is like a server-side rendering. What is it, sir? Sir, I'm loading a web page, sir. The web page components are getting loaded. JavaScript is taking more time. Let it be. Let the website get loaded, man. And let's show the website to the user. And in the background, let's download the JavaScript. That is how your React.Js works. So it is really good that you will be getting the UI very fast. And in the background, all the processing will be happening. So you're able to see the server sending ready to render, the HTML is getting rendering, and HTML is viewable. In the background, the React.Js is the JavaScripts are getting downloaded, and afterwards the page will become interactable. This is how it works. And as I told you, there is another feature that is called as data binding in websites. You may ask me, what is data binding, sir? Data binding is nothing but how the data is binded with the database and your front end. Sir, my database is there, it's a Gmail database, sir. My inbox is there. The data needs to bind in the inbox, sir. In the Gmail inbox, sir. So such kind of things will be like the two-way or one-way binding will be happening. If there is changes happening here, it will get binded here. If there is something changes happening, binded here. Okay, that is called as two-way binding. So over here you are able to see, I got the template, I got the view is nothing but the web page. The template, if there is any changes in the template or if there is any changes in the database, automatically it is getting reflected in the view. The user is seeing here. Over here the view is here and the model is here, database is here. Whatever updates are happening, automatically it is getting reflected. That is the difference. So as I told you, the one-way binding is a way the database data is getting updated and shown to the user. And if there is anything it won't come back. Okay, so it is not a two-way binding. That is called one-way binding. Over here, there is communication between two things happening. Okay, so still I'll tell you much more details. Over here, you got the parent component here. And you got the child component here. Okay, there are two components available. Okay, two-way binding in the sense of whatever data it is updating in both the end. There is any changes in the child component, updated here. If there is any changes in the over here, update it here. So two-way the data is getting updated automatically. Over here, so the example is AngularJS. Whereas the React or Vue or Angular, it is AngularJS, it is Angular. There is only one way of binding. If there is any changes in the like a parent, it will get updated in the child. If there is any changes in the child, it won't get updated. It will inform the parent to update the parent and update child. Okay, that is how it works. The child component can read the data, but is not allowed to update the data directly. Instead, the child component emits an event to the parent, and the parent component is responsible for updating the data. Okay, that is called as one-way binding, and your React.Js is the way works like an one-way binding. So the reason like one-way binding, the major advantage of one-way binding is like you are able to control the events. You are able to control the component. You are able to control the data, which one I need to get, which I should not get. A clear cut of control is there with one-way binding. That's why React is using one-way binding. So hope you learned about a lot of things on React.Js. If you're looking for training, just contact me at any time. I'm ready to help you. We provide online internships and courses, and on like a direct internships and courses at my Chennai office. And I need your help, people. I request you people to share about our program and videos to your friends and everyone. Let's spread good things to a lot of people. And this is Venkat signing off from Wiki Techie and Kashan Product. Thank you. Thanks for watching this video.